How's it going, everybody? I apologize for the delay. I'm going to be giving out the next 2 weeks because I am going to take off next week until the 15th. I think will be the Friday. The Friday I come back and I talk to you guys about the upcoming week, since it'll be next week that we'll have Champions League and all that. Let's just go through this two slates. Let's do week 10 and 11 of college football, and then we'll get into MLS. We'll get into everything. Let's go. Right now it looks like, geez, Tulane looks like they opened up on Colorado State last night. We got University of South Florida taking on FAU. Boise State taking on San Diego State tonight, so that's going to be some fun. All Saints Day, I think it's, or the Saints Day, I think it's called. Now, and then of course Saturday we got Ohio State, Penn State, right at 10 o'clock, noon. I guess would be a noontime kickoff. Mississippi, Ole Miss versus Arkansas. Air Force versus Army. Minnesota and Illinois. We got Virginia Tech and Syracuse. I know that's going to be a big one. I think Mad Dog loves Syracuse, or he just loves the older ones. We got Oregon and Michigan. We got Old Dominion University and Appalachian State. App State. Florida and Georgia. Florida at Georgia. The Gators. Texas Tech and Iowa State. Indiana and Michigan State. We got Arizona and UCF. We got Navy and Rice. We got, for the USC and Washington, Wisconsin and Iowa, Louisville and Clemson, Texas Christian and Baylor, and Colorado. Or is that Colorado State? Yeah. Oh, no, Tulane. Tulane first, the Charlotte 49ers. So I apologize. Tulane opened up on Charlotte. Colorado State plays. Sorry, my phone was just. This is where I have all my information and stuff, and I kind of have to go back and forth. So I do apologize for the pause. I shouldn't be doing that. But yeah, we got Pittsburgh and SMU. So, and I think that's Sam Marshall, if I'm correct, or Sam, or whatever SMU. Sorry, Southern. Yeah, no, I don't. Anyway, SMU Mustangs, but yeah, no, it's SMU seems to surprise people. So let's not. Looks like Alabama. Oh yeah, and Tennessee taking on Kentucky. So a lot of big matchups. Yeah, Colorado taking on Nevada, and then next week, week 11, that's when my Bama will be taking on, if I'm correct, LSU. That's the big matchup. And I think it's a night match, if I'm correct, or is it a starting at noon? Or no, it's a later one. So yeah, because next week Georgia will be taking on Ole Miss. Yeah, Alabama, SC, and LSU and Louisiana. 6:30. Oregon and Maryland. So looks like we got Cincinnati and West Virginia, Colorado and Texas Christian, Boise and Nevada, and then Penn State seeing Washington. Yeah, a lot of big matchups next week as well. So those are just some of the matchups. I'm not going to South Carolina and you're in the new Vandy, BYU and Utah. Look, yeah, there's going to be some good matchups next week. But unfortunately, I won't be able. I'm going to be too busy to really get at them. But enough with the college football. Let's talk about the World Series. Dodgers pull it off. Arguably the greatest comeback in recent history. Down 5-0 in the fifth. Scoring 5 in one inning. Epic collapse with 2 errors, including Judge's first error by the Yankees, which is just, you never want to see that in a World Series. They pretty much took the first 3 games by stranglehold. Like it was really just like dominance after dominance. So the fact that the fan, it was pretty much the spiritual force to getting the Yankees that one victory, so they don't get swept. It's unfortunate it came at the cost of a fan being ejected and banned from the building, but that's what happens when you try to rip the glove, and pretty much the arm off of an active player, especially someone like Mookie Betts, who is very well awarded in his services with Boston and LA, being a 3-time champion that he is. So it sucks that the Yankees don't get to claim a new title, but someone else did, and that's the old Brooklyn rivals, the Dodgers, now LA Dodgers, of course. This isn't the 50s anymore, but they did it, and Dodgers and they could run it back. Look, they could run it back. I truly believe my Braves, when healthy, and then they, with the pitching staff that we got, we can just plug other, batters in here and there, and as long as we got the timely hitting and the good pitching. Look, Chris Sale just got his award, and it is what it is. It sucks, but that we didn't get to be that team in the finals. But, congratulations to the Dodgers. They finally get to write off the asterisks of 2020. Just like the Houston Astros wrote off the asterisks of 2017 by winning again. So Wolf got 2 titles. Both their asterisks are done. There's no more of that. I can't really say the same thing about the Michigan NCAA football team, but we'll see what happens with this 12-team playoffs. CFL playoffs, of course, this weekend, Riders hosting the Lions in the Western semis, and as well as Toronto hosting Ottawa in the Eastern semis. So we'll look forward to that. Winnipeg and Montreal got the byes. They have to wait, and they get to host the one game. We'll see and then whoever wins there gets to go to BC Place. So let's hope for the best. And I don't know if I'm going to get to say this, but go Riders. If we win, go Riders again. And if we keep, and let's just keep it going. If we're able, we've been really coming together the last couple of weeks. So, we kind of we weren't going to risk our players for this week. Last week, especially with, claiming second place regardless. So, it is what it is. Congratulations, of course, to the Alouettes and to the Blue Bombers for, winning the top seeds and getting the byes. They've been the best teams all year round, and it's the teams that we have to look at to beat. There's no ands, ifs, or way about it. No, and we'll see, because they're all good teams right now. It's the 6 best teams, and can't say anything about that. Let's move on to MLS. And right now, it looks like Charlotte's down 1 game. Looks like the Galaxy is up 1 game as well. Yeah, they absolutely trashed Colorado. Cincinnati is up 1 game on New York. Inter Miami 1 game on Minnesota, on Atlanta, and Real Salt Lake. Really, I think that was that was the penalties. So we got pretty much a draw with one, and we'll see if that ends off in a third. And then, of course, Seattle and Houston got a draw, and now we'll see if that one ends in a third, because usually it does. Especially if they draw 2 times in a row. Now, and of course, LAFC, I'm pretty sure they beat Vancouver. Yeah, beat Vancouver. So we'll see if Vancouver can bounce back. They're the last Canadian team. Red Bull and Columbus. I think Red Bull took the first game. Yeah, they took the first game. So we'll see if Columbus bounces back. They lost, I think, at home, and now they got to go to New York, and they're the recent champions. So we'll see if Miami claims the title, and we'll see where everyone goes. Next week will definitely decide a lot. UFC tomorrow, we got Amir Albazi and Brandon Moreno, Aaron Blanchfield and Rose Namarian. Number ones, we got Rose, and we got Aaron Blanch, Derek Lewis versus Dins. No, it looks like it's gonna be a good card tomorrow. I do not know where this is being held. It looks like it is in Edmonton, so that is cool that UFC is in Canada tomorrow. This weekend, Crown Jewel, I think it is the 6th Crown Jewel, yes, will take place. We looks like the big match. Gunther, the heavyweight champion, versus Cody Rhodes, the undisputed champion. Liv Morgan, what they call the world heavyweight champion, and Nia Jax, the women's undisputed champion. Of course, in the matches for the inaugural Crown Jewel Championship, it's champion versus champion. Of course, we got a singles match between Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed, a singles match between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, a triple threat match for the United States title, LA Knight and versus Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. We got a fatal 4-way tag team match with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, the champions, versus Damage Control, Meta-Four, and it looks like Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and you got the Damage Control of Kairi Sane, Io Sky, Meta-Four, Lash Legend, and Jakara Jackson, and of course a 6-man tag match, Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso versus Solo Sikoa. Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, with Tonga Loa looks like not participating, but will definitely be a force to be reckoned with. This will set up Survivor Series War Games. Let's get into a little bit of NBA. Cleveland's leading. Looks like they're undefeated in the East. Thunder undefeated in the West. My Raptors not looking so good, but also very injured. So I have some leniency with that. When you're injured, we can't do anything about it. But yeah, we're only 5 games in, so I'm not gonna stress and say LeBron's not living up. Bronny and LeBron are not living up, and Celtics got a loss, blah, blah, blah. Look, I'm pretty sure when we come back in about 4 months, everything will plan out. Let's talk a little NHL. Right now, it looks like the Panthers are fucking trashing Dallas Stars. So, Panthers still a good team. Can't deny that. Panthers still a good team. My Penguins treading water, but then again, we don't really have I don't believe we have a full team. We have really good depth players, but altogether, I just don't believe we have the team of that we truly are pushing for. Jets out of 10 games are 9-1. Golden Knights are 7-3. Panthers are 8-3-1, and Devils are 7-4-2. So right now, everyone's got out of, well, and it looks like the Devils played the most games as well. So out of 13 games, yeah, my team has only gotten what, 12 games in. So a lot of games, 12, 13 games already. We're treading water. We still probably should make some big trades, or not big trades, but pick up some good people, and then we should go from there. But I really don't know. Like I believe we actually had a good nucleus going, but maybe the goaltender, our rookie goaltender is looking good. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because in the offseason, Washington and LA made that trade, and it looks fine. Dubois is pretty much, he's having fun passing Ovi the puck and watching Ovi catch Gretzky's record. And Kemper has been good right now, solid between the pipes for the last couple of games for the LA Kings that he's played. So, but November 5th, we're going to see some Champions League, and it looks like I'm just going to label some of the matches on the 5th and the 6th, it looks like. But we got PSV versus Girona, Slovan Bratislava versus Dynamo Zagreb, Bologna 1909, I think is the full name, versus AS Monaco, Dortmund versus Sturm Graz, Celtic versus Red Bull Leipzig, the German side, Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen, Lille and Juventus, Real Madrid and AC Milan, Sporting CP and Manchester City, Club Brugge and Aston Villa, Shakhtar Donetsk and Young Boys, Sparta Prague and Brest, Bayern Munich and Benfica, Inter Milan and Arsenal, Feyenoord, Red Bull Salzburg, Red Star Belgrade, Crvena Zvezda, or whatever you want to call it, versus Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain versus Atletico Madrid in Paris, and Stuttgart versus Atalanta. That's that one. And then the next one will be the 26th, which I will probably be able to mention more for game that day. Let's look at Europa, and we got Besiktas versus Malmo Football Federation, or FF, and that's on the 6th to 7th. Eintracht Frankfurt versus Slavia Prague, Bodo Glimt versus Korbag, FCSB, the Romanian club, versus Midland Galatasaray versus Tottenham, Elfsborg versus Braga, Elfsborg versus Braga, Nice versus Twente FC, Olympiacos versus Rangers, Ludogorets and Atletico Bilbao, Royals Union St. Louis versus AS Roma, Ajax versus Maccabi Tel Aviv, AZ Alkmaar versus Fenerbahce, Fenerbahce, sorry, I really don't know how to pronounce that, the Turkish club, Dynamo Kiev versus Ferencvaros, the Hungarian club, RFS, the Latvians versus Anderlecht, Victoria Pleasant versus Real Sociedad, Manchester United versus Thessalonica, or PAOK, and SS Lazio versus FC Porto, and then Hoffenheim versus Lyon. And then, of course, with the Conference League, we got the third match, I think, yes, on the 7th. We got FKPA, or is that? Yeah, FCPH, Petroka Hinetsky versus Rapid Vienna, the Moldovan, I think that's, Moldovan club versus Rapid Vienna, TSC the Serbian versus Lugano FC. Helsinki versus Olympia Libania. Gent versus Omania, the Cypriot club. Lega Warsaw versus Dynamo Minsk. Pafos versus Astana. Shamrock Rovers and the New Saints. Reykjavik versus Borac Banja Luka. AP Apol versus Florentia. Chelsea versus Noah. Djurgårdens versus Panathinaikos. Copenhagen versus Istanbul. Hearts of Midlothian versus Heidenheim. Jagiellonia Białystok versus the Polish versus Mold FC. Larn versus St. Gallen. LASK versus Cercle Brugge. Real Betis versus Salé. And Victoria versus FKMB, the Czech club. So those right now are the matchups for next week, and we'll get on more about the upcoming. Chelsea's really, I just don't see them losing that. Like, they're just a team that wins everything, and them winning in all three tiers, I just see that happening. However, I see Lazio being the team to beat in Europa, and right now Champions League with the new format, I just don't know where to go from there. So that's all right now. I'll be back on the 15th talking about everything else in the upcoming weeks ahead. But yeah, I cannot wait to see what happens. I cannot wait for the final results of Champions League and for us to get on with the round of 16 and all the fun that's going to come with that. It's been fun. I really hope my Paris Saint-Germain really does good against Atletico Madrid. You can't always assume that your team's going to win. We need to get some wins. So hopefully we are able to band together and come out with a good solid victory over them. Get into the pluses, so we're not looking at the bottom. And if we do end up not making the top 8, then we got a chance at a home advantage. That's pretty much how I look at it. Anyway, go Broncos. Oh, and NFL. Yeah, I wanted to get to that for the next couple. It looks like I'm going to have to give you guys 2 weeks here. So this week, of course, the Jets just came out with a stunning victory over the Texans. And yeah, we got a lot of matchups here. Let's go with a lot of rivalries this week. Looks like we got New York Giants and the Commanders, Panthers and the Saints. We got I apologize. My phone always does that when I'm trying to look stuff up. And my Broncos are versing the Ravens, which is not going to be a very easy team. It's going to be a very difficult team. We got the Packers and the Lions, which is one of those rivalries I was talking about. Bills and Dolphins. We have the Rams and Seahawks, which is never going to be an easy, which is always a hard game because that's a divisional match. The Monday night game is the Chiefs hosting the Buccaneers, and they flexed the Vikings and Colts into prime time. Then of course we got the Eagles taking on the Jaguars. We got Cardinals taking on the Bears. The Bengals taking on the Raiders. So both the Raiders and it looks like the Chargers are going out to Ohio because the Chargers are versus the Browns. Patriots going out to Nashville versus the Titans. And now working towards Thursday night. Ravens will be hosting the Bengals in that rivalry. And then, of course, the next Monday night will be Rams and Dolphins. Rams hosting the Dolphins. But more rivalries. We got Eagles and Cowboys next week. We got Falcons and Saints next week. We got my Broncos versus the Chiefs next week. We got a lot of good matchups. We got the final international game. It looks like it will be the Panthers and Giants in Munich, playing in Germany. Patriots versus the Bears. 49ers going out to Tampa Bay versus the Buccaneers. Bills being hosted by the Colts. Steelers going out to Washington to be hosted by the Commanders. Vikings going out to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. Titans and Chargers. Jets and Cardinals. And then the Sunday nighter next week will be Lions and being hosted by the Texans. So, with that said, and just for future's sake, let's look at Week 11's Monday night game, if it likes to pop up. Will be another rivalry, the Commanders versus the Eagles, which will be the Thursday night game on Week 11. So, all that said, that's a great slate of games for the next few weeks. We got the Ravens, we got the Chiefs, my Broncos. So yeah, go Broncos, go Riders, go Penguins. Go Raptors in the 30th anniversary jerseys. Of course, that's a DeRozan one back over there. So until the 15th, I guess I will see you guys later. Tell someone something that will not only they will appreciate, but it will also change their life, change your life. Love you guys.